One of the names that has been surprisingly available over the last couple of weeks here, and I'm shocked by it, to be real with you, Colin Sexton of the Cleveland Cavaliers, man. Colin's a guy that I really like. You know, there was like a 2 to 3 week stretch in last season. If you remember, I think the Cavs had played the Nets, they had played the Lakers. Man, it was like a 2 to 3 week stretch where Colin was playing just as good as ball as anybody in the league. Seriously. Like, he was balling last year for the Cavs during the stretch. But there are spots where he struggled, right? And his game, you know, didn't seem to translate over. He's an undersized guard, 6'1". I like Colin a lot. I like the dog in the fight. I mean, you know, like, this dude was on that team that went, you know, Alabama had 4 players available one game when he was in college, and you know, they lost, if I'm not mistaken, but he didn't care about the loss. He was ready to fight. Like, Colin is a dog. I remember Colin one time looked Penny Hardaway's son right in the eye and then looked Penny Hardaway right in the eye and told him, I'm tearing your son up. Like, this dude is for real. I love his game. I just think he needs time. The Cleveland Cavaliers have picked up the phone when teams have said, hey, can we get Colin from y'all? Now, I'm not saying that the Cavs want to trade Colin, but I know this, the Cavs are concerned about if they can keep Colin in Cleveland long term when it's time for him to sign his extension. They don't know if they'll be willing to pay him. Now, keep in mind that the Cavs are expected to draft Evan Mobley in about 24 hours here. So I don't know how that impacts things. For me, I would have thought if you're going to trade Colin, that would mean you're going the route of a guard, right? Maybe they believe in Darius Garland a lot more. I don't know. You know, maybe they just look at Colin as a guy who's achieved more in his limited time in the league, and he's going to be a guy that's going to want max caliber dollar when it's time for his rookie extension. And maybe the Cavs, well, look, with no expectations right now, the LeBron James era is over probably this time for good. Maybe they're like, yo, man, we just paid Kevin Love a lot of money to sit there and do nothing. He's still on our books as of right now. You know, maybe we want to just cut costs and let Evan Mobley cook and you know, let him just build. If this guy's an all-star on both ends of the court, you know, maybe, you know, Cleveland just wants to start over. My only concern with Cleveland, and I'm not saying this is applicable to Colin, but my only concern with them is it feels like they go all or nothing, right? If you're not LeBron James or Kyrie Irving, we don't want you. And that is a ridiculous standard. Like, LeBron, obviously top 5 all time in my list. You're talking about Kyrie, one of the most gifted guards. Say what you want about him personally. He's one of the most gifted guards we've ever seen. His handle is incredible. His layup package is one of the best I've ever seen at the guard position. Like, bro, like, you're talking about 2 greats. You're not going to always do that. And I think part of the problem is the Cavs find themselves in the lottery so much. Not only has it been the LeBron Jameses of the world, the Kyrie Irvings of the world, but it's also been the Anthony Bennett's of the world. And I don't want to talk about that often. And thus far, the Darius Garlands of the world, some of these picks that ain't panned out as of yet. You know, no disrespect to Garland. He's got a promising future, but he wasn't one of the top rookies. He wasn't one of the top guys second year in last year. I'm just saying. So I am looking forward to see what happens with Colin. I would like to see him in another scenario with another team. I do think he can shine. His jump shot's improved. Like I said, I'll go to war with a dog any day of the week. You're talking about a guy that could be as aggressive on defense, as aggressive, not as good, but as aggressive as Patrick Beverly on defense. But his offensive package is a lot better than Pat Bev's. For real. Like, he can ball. He can score. He can get you a bucket. I just think he needs time and nurturing, which you're not going to get a lot of in Cleveland. Y'all let me know, if Colin were to get traded, what team do you think he'd fit best with? All right? I'm out.